this is the second character we're going to talk about today, Arden. And real quick, before we get into Arden, I just want to talk about my plan for these videos. The original plan was to have them all done before April, but I think it's going to be okay if I just have them coming out within April as well. I'm going to have all the planning done, but I'm going to talk about the planning going into April. So let's jump into this character real quick. So this is Arden. She is a young girl with one wing, as you can see. I got the idea for this character from a Kingdom Hearts spoof, actually, and it was talking about Sephiroth. They're making a joke on, oh, how can you fly around with one wing? And this was something I was seeing when I was in middle school, so I thought it was hilarious at the time, and I was like, that's a good point. You'd probably fly around in circles or not at all. So that's how I came up with this character. So her wing is more of a hindrance, and the reason why she has one wing is because she's a hybrid. My story takes place in space where there's humans and other creatures, or I guess other beings. Anyways, let's jump into the one-sentence summary of Arden. The shy Arden can barely walk, so she decides to make use of her hobby with computers rather than depend on being accepted into the guild. So, with Pan, I know that I said he had the help of 3 other students, and Arden is supposed to be the third one. So it's going to be interesting to see if I decide to keep her out of the guild or have her somehow get accepted. What is the character's concrete goal? Arden wants to finish a program she found that can track the movement of the maze, but she needs the help of the original coder to complete it. So I mentioned before that the maze lands are always moving, so this would help the group kind of navigate the maze quicker to get to the lures on the maze lands. What is the character's abstract goal? Arden is trying to find her 2 sisters she was separated from when she was brought to this world by a hybrid hunter. So what is a hybrid hunter? Well, I may get into that later. Basically, a hybrid is a mix between a human and another being from that universe. Humans are not from the universe I am writing in. They came to this universe over 100 years ago. There wasn't necessarily a welcome party happening when they arrived, and it's just kind of been a little bit awkward. A lot of tension and not so many friendly encounters. So let's move on to the conflict. With one wing, Arden has always had a difficult time walking. Arden has to figure out another way to save herself so she can reunite with her sisters. However, she wonders if losing herself as a person is worth making it off this world alive. I think one of the things that she's going to explore is how far do you go to survive? What is the character's epiphany? Arden learns there are other ways to prove your worth, and just because you can't fight doesn't mean you can't win the battle. I think it's obvious this character is going to rely more on their intellect than anything else to get by, which is a good thing. They're obviously not going to be the only smart character in the room. Let's just move on to the final paragraph. Arden was brought to this world by a hybrid hunter and sold to the underground thieves king of Scorn. Because she couldn't fight, no guild would even think about buying her from the Thieves King. So she started keeping track of the hybrids in the guilds, making sure that her fellow hybrids pay back their debt to the king with watts. Arden does this just to see her sisters again, but is losing herself any better than losing her life? Okay, so I think this is good. I'm noticing reading these out loud, it's helping me tweak the paragraphs a little bit and doing a little editing on the fly. Obviously, I'm not super going through with a red pen right now, but that's for a later time if I can finish this. I'm hoping to. I'm really excited about this just because the world building in this, I worked really hard. I think it's a lot more in depth than the last story I was working on. The last story, I think the world was was pretty well done. It's just, it wasn't as interesting, and there wasn't a lot of intrigue going on. It was pretty much, there's a school, it's on an island, it's for sidekicks. That's pretty cool. And that was pretty much it. Anyways, I'm going to keep on working on characters. I don't know how to end videos, so here's my dog.